Hello, something guys and gals. This is Lance Hammond. So, I had made a video called "Impeach Obama because he's Hitler," with a question mark. I accidentally uploaded this to my main channel, but I'm not going to bother it anyway because this is just me pretty much refuting stupid ass comments by people who apparently criticize me because I'm kind of a lost generation, even though they aren't even sure what generation I'm in, and apparently I have a lot to learn. So, I'm going to read this word by word from what I can see on this website. So, the user by the name of, it looks like it says LongBo, but it's actually LongBo 1980, so he's about 33 years old. I am 20 years old, so I'm assuming assuming it's not really like it's not a generation thing. It's kind of like an age thing. He probably thinks he's older than me, so because of that, I'm stupider than him. So the first comment he makes is, "You have a lot to learn, kid." So just kind of vague and not really specific, so I made this kind of a snarky comment, said, "Oh wow, really? Now tell me what insight you have in this merely personal inflection I had," because this was a personal experience I had with somebody with banners about impeaching Obama. I didn't make the statutory claims towards why Obama should be impeached. I have reasons, I just did not make those claims. This was a personal experience about how making Obama Hitler was a stupid thing, trying to represent him in any such fashion. So, then he replies, "You're a fucking idiot." And he does use the right "you're," so good for him. "Your entire generation should have been swallowed or blue on your mother's backsides. It's a fucking shame you are allowed to vote, especially when you're still living with your parents." So he's making the assumption that somehow, because I'm living with my parents, I do not have the responsibility to vote. There is a law where people can live with their parents up to the age of 26, and there is a lot of people who come back to live with their parents when they have like a financial crisis on their hands, or they get kicked out by their girlfriend or something like that. So you're pretty much assuming that anyone who lives with their parents, no matter what age or what circumstance, they're just a fucking idiot and should not deserve the vote. I replied differently. I said, "So I used the wrong "your." I used Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. It was supposed to be Y-O-U-R. "Your evidence to support that I have much to learn is that I'm a fucking idiot? How rudimentary of a statement. Also, there happens to be a lot of people, including me, who have the intellectual capacity to vote responsibly, whether or not living with your parents is the case, which I do. So tell me, what do I have to learn from when realizing that calling Obama Hitler is as derogatory and feeble-minded as you seem to believe is intellectual?" So he doesn't reply to that directly. He pretty much replies to the previous comment I made about the snarky comment in a different way. So, and the weird thing too is that like every sentence he always has these like ... things, and it seems fucking pointless in a kind of a text comment thing. It's like, so he starts with, "The only thing kids like you know about Hitler is the Nazis killed Jews," and ... And, well, that's obviously not true. He's making an assumption. I'm not trying to make assumptions. I'm just pointing out that he's making these weird ass assumptions. I know he's done more than kill Jews. He's killed gypsies. He's killed gay people and the mentally handicapped. And he also, started World War II, essentially did. He pretty much was the catalyst towards World War II, and um, well, he had this whole regime that still exists, not as globally as it did back in the 40s. It's just neo-Nazis, a bunch of. It's not really. It's not even like they're trying to take over the world. It's like just they're being a bunch of racists, and they have this Nazi label for it instead. So his next paragraph after the ... because he has to pause for reframe on a text comment. You don't even know what steps their government took to get the masses and laws they implemented to get to the only thing you know about Hitler. Well, apparently I do, because I just explained it to you. It's been a while since I've done a history class, but as I can tell, Hitler did write a book about his life. I mean, that's what Mein Kampf means. It's my life in German. He started his own political party, which pretty much became the Nazi, the SS Nazi or whatnot, and he pretty much made this dictatorship in Germany, and he gained influence from Mussolini in Italy and somewhat in China, but Hitler didn't really care about China all that much. He did care about Mussolini though, but kind of not like that platonic way. He was kind of manipulative that way. So once again, you're making an assumption, and because that, and just because that you are older than me, but that doesn't give you the right to assume that I don't know my shit. Because age just does not make a fucking difference unless it was like a 33-year-old arguing against like a 5-year-old statement. That's where I would draw the line. And then the next paragraph, he says, education is a dangerous thing. And it gets so fucking annoying with these ... I hate it when people do that, because it's like they're trying to make it sound like their statement's more eloquent. Like, it's so eloquent, you need to pause, like, as if to try to take it all in, like I'm so fucking stupid somehow. And the fact that he says education is a dangerous thing, that pretty much states that he doesn't know his shit either, because if he thinks that education is such a dangerous thing, and he's going to put these ... to make it sound more sophisticated and eloquent when it's not, since it's not, then he doesn't know anything about Hitler, because history would tell you a lot about Hitler. Whether or not how he died is, beyond anyone's statement. The next paragraph he makes is, since your parents, and he does use the right your, parents let the faggots on TV and the internet educate you while you were growing up, try googling, I think he was trying to say Googling Hitler, and the policies his government put in place, and see if you see any similarities. I doubt you're smart enough to see it. Well, I don't think you're smart enough to know that you pretty much contradicted your own self, because if you don't think that education is something safe, or I'm assuming that you think that the education I'm gaining from that is dangerous is from TV, which isn't true, because I already know that TV is a pretty dangerous thing to get your information from, which it seems like you are, because you want me to you want me to goggle Hitler. And the way that you describe it, you make it seem like you're kind of sympathetic towards him. Like, you say that the policies he put was the same as Obama, but you make it sound like it's positive in a way. So I replied, I think I am smart enough to see it. Also, if education is such a dangerous thing, then you also wouldn't know anything about Hitler as well, since you feel so passionate about it. And as I said before, no matter how much you try to compare Obama to Hitler, they are two different people entirely, despite the claims. Actually, from reading this, it makes it seem like you sympathize with what Hitler does. And if you can't see Obama in a different light, you support him too. So, once again, and the fact that since your parents let the faggots on TV and an internet you gotta use faggot. You use faggot in a kind of derogatory way. You're using. It's like if I'm watching, when I'm reading that, I'm apparently watching gay people, and when I'm watching gay people, somehow I am being uneducated, that I'm getting education from the place. I'm pretty sure that you mean like people who are retarded, like people from Jersey Shore who tell you life lessons about things or something like that, but it's very vague, so it makes me feel like you're kind of a homophobe when you're making the statement. And the internet educate you while you were growing up. Well, you know what? A lot of places in the internet are pretty fucking stupid, but there is a lot of places where you can actually educate yourself. There's channels like Vsauce that educate you about science and the status of the human condition and whatnot. You just have this idea that anything on the internet you do is just automatically stupid. No, it's not really that everything on the internet is stupid. It's how you take that. If you take something that is bigoted and self-righteous and self-entitled and think that is so eloquent, then you are stupid. Not like the mentally handicapped stupid. It's a different form of stupid. It's like that stubborn ignorance, where the mentally handicapped, they can't really help themselves. Although I could say that stupid people who do it out of ignorance are also kind of out of help. They cannot be helped usually. And I'm not going to goggle Hitler because I don't care about him. He's a pretty fucking bad guy, and like I said before, he's nothing close to Obama. Sure, Obama is a coward and kind of a guy who doesn't really follow through with what he wants, follow through with his policies. He's always too scared. He's always kind of just being the guy that does a little bit here and a little bit there, but nothing much. He's just streamlining through the 8 years, and the only reason that I would imagine that most people, the reason Obama got reelected was that nobody wanted to see some wishy-washy Wall Street wealthy fat cat who was just going to toe the line between what he actually believes and what exactly the fucking Republican Party is telling him what to believe. That's real. It's like being pulled on two different ends of the chain. You have to go for the lesser of the two evils. You go for someone who doesn't do anything but is harmless, and somebody who could just turn everything on its head. He doesn't have an opinion. He's just a blank slate, and people just shove words in his fucking. They pretty much put a fist up his fucking asshole and make it and move him around where they see fit. He doesn't have an opinion of his own. If he tried, he'd be lost in it. And that is particularly why Obama is better, because at least he has some sort of opinion, but he's not strong enough to follow through with them. He's afraid of what the GOP might think, even though what the GOP and the Tea Party think is just utterly repugnant. So, and his military intervention of, trying to, eliminate the enemy, but killing a lot of people in the process. It's a lot different between just killing a bunch of people, whether or not they're innocent, or, killing a bunch of people just based on race and ethnicity. Not to mention forming this kind of sort of fascism and bigotry of, needing this perfect Aryan race. Obama's not for that. And you can't say he's on a war for religion or anything like that. So, what do I need to learn? It seems like you need to learn something about, making assumptions that I don't know anything, just merely on the fact that you are older than me, so somehow you know more than I do, just because of that. Age does not matter at all. It doesn't. Okay? And are we done with this? He has not replied since. I don't know if I have defeated him or not, or he just hasn't cared anymore. Because honestly, I don't really care anymore. I don't really like to talk to these people, but it's just particularly entertaining to talk to people like this. Just to, destroy every fabric of their logic and show the true demon inside of them.